everyone, and welcome to Cannesversations. I'm here with Lauren Farber. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so happy to be here.
How's the conference so far?
Oh my gosh, it's been great. I've really been hanging out mostly at Unplugged Collectives, portion of the conference, and it has been awesome. I feel like, I've been seeing a lot of incredible women from our industry speak, even some famous football players coming in and giving us all their insight about how, to bring women forward into the conversation, how to bring pride into the conversation. And it's been really just eye-opening and cool to see.
Yeah, it's really an amazing space as well.
Yeah.
This loft and it's just so amazing. The views are beautiful and the content has really been phenomenal.
It's also been like a great place to just take a respite also, like from the craziness of Ad Week. So
yeah, I agree. Well, I have some industry questions for you, some fun things for you.
Sure.
So shall we dive in?
Please.
Awesome. So how are multicultural communities changing the way consumers consume media and connect with each other? And what are brands, or how should brands respond, and what are they doing differently as a result?
I think that, bringing representation into the mix has been really important. Our brands are recognizing that the people are speaking out. They want that representation. And so consumers are also hungrier for it, right? So consumers are coming into the mix. They're saying, how do we get more diversified channels? How do we get more fast channels that are dedicated to my multicultural, area? And so as a result, all of these teams are kind of coming together and companies to say, okay, we probably need a little bit more representation here in our, in our realm. So it's been interesting to see, especially I think it's something that we have struggled with as an industry so far. So I'm glad that we're kind of seeing it being brought into the mix more now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a fine line, right? Yes. You need to make sure that you are communicating properly to the right people with the right message to convey what it is that you're trying to convey.
That's right. And
stick to the ultimate goal while making people feel comfortable while you're doing that. It's definitely a fine balance.
Agreed.
And, consumers are really diving in all facets. Retail media networks and media networks all over the place are really popping up, and it's been a really big trend right now.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel retail media networks are changing the way consumers shop, and what is the key to having it be a very successful strategy in your marketing plan?
I love that question. I feel like, retail media is bringing forward products and information that consumers want while you're already interacting with their brands, right? So I do think it's an interesting and sometimes difficult way to create a network because, of course, they have to adhere to brand standards. They have to make sure that they're kind of, a part of that brand and that corporate strategy. But at the same time, they're out there. They want to bring in advertisers that are potentially not even products that they're selling today, right? So it's really enhancing who is able to advertise in our ecosystem, which has been pretty cool.
It is really cool. And some of the things that they're rolling out are so innovative.
Absolutely.
And I know we're talking like retail media networks, and I should have maybe made it a little bit more broad because like media networks in general are popping up everywhere.
Absolutely.
And it's not just retail anymore. It's health, it's travel, it's
That's right.
beauty, it's everything. And it's really changing the game. It's really exciting.
Yeah, it is. Everyone thinks that they're an advertising player now, but I kind of love it because it gives us more to do, which is great.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like that.
Gives us more,
AI is another big thing, AI is big. It's all over. It's everywhere. It's, I would say, more than half the conference topic, right?
Yes.
So how can we use AI to create deeper connections with people and at a more human level, even though it's technology?
That's a good question. I'm implementing AI across the board, like more for automation and process enhancement, because that's my normal day-to-day role and thought. But thinking about how it actually brings about connection, I would say that in a way, it's able to enhance our customer experience because you're able to, let's say you're in ad sales, you're able to actually have all of the information at your fingertips and spend more time actually generating revenue and creating unique sponsorship opportunities and working with customers, right? So it's giving people almost that time back and all the insights from the data that is at their disposal, right? So many of these companies have all of this data available to them, but they don't necessarily have a way to surface it at a time that matters delivers to a customer, right? So this allows that to happen, and you can create agents and summaries and, be able to use that technology for that.
Yeah. And it's really kind of brought our industry. I mean, we've always had AI in what we do, and not everybody realizes that, but it has brought our industry not only to fruition, but beyond. And it's really kind of taken things to the next level. So with AI comes authenticity, right? Which is a really big buzzword. I feel like it's losing the true meaning of what it's supposed to be because of how overused it is in our industry. What does it mean to really be authentic when marketing to diverse audiences, and how can brands avoid looking like they're just jumping on the bandwagon?
Oh, that is such a good question because, again, fine line, right? Like you said earlier. So I think it's interesting because the authenticity of a brand means that you have to have that core principle and core mission of what is your brand trying to accomplish, but then being able to take slivers of that and little jagged edges out to the sides, right? And say, okay, how do we reach this audience in a unique way that speaks to them? So it's really about your marketing and communication strategy, of course, but you have to stay true to that brand and make sure that you've got a set of guidelines that are always your guiding principles. Otherwise, you're losing it. And you kind of do just look like you're going on the bandwagon.
Yeah. And that is the biggest way to lose authenticity, in my opinion.
So true.
So you ready for some rapid fire fun questions?
Let's do it.
All right. This or that? AI or humans?
Wait, that's such a hard question. In my job, I'm going with AI, but humans for everything else.
Fair. Short form or long form video?
Short form. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
First party, third party data?
First party, just because of where I've worked.
Okay. CTV or social commerce?
CTV.
Okay. Overrated, underrated? AI as a creative partner?
Underrated.
The death of the third party cookie?
Overrated.
Influencer marketing?
Underrated, actually.
Okay. Podcasting in the marketing funnel?
Overrated.
Oh.
I know. Sorry. I know.
Oh,
I'm getting the burn.
For real. So let's talk about making connections last. Being at Adweek, what would be your best advice for navigating a conference like this?
I think it's all about the networking and making sure that you're setting time aside just to be at the conference and to be at all of these other events outside, right? Like Unplugged Collective, like Adweek, the advertising house space. So I feel like it's really about making sure that you're making time for connections and seeing people that meeting new people and taking in the content as a spectator, right? Like don't try to do everything. Just pick a few things that really make sense for you and what you want to learn about.
I like that. And that's really great advice. How do you utilize the conference to build your personal brand?
I think that with the personal brand, for me, it's all about just being visible and making sure that I'm connecting with others and that they know what I'm out here to do, right? Like I'm an automation expert. I'm a process expert. I want to make sure that people know that and that I'm here to kind of play, right? And make sure that people know that I'm available to help them and their companies. So for me, that's really what it's for.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.